Well, after E.P. Thompson, another important contributor to the development of cultural studies is Richard Hoggart. Rather, he is very important in a way because it was he who started the Center for Cultural Studies, Contemporary Cultural Studies. Richard Hoggart actually died at the age of 1995 after a long illness. Was the founder of the Birmingham Center for Contemporary Cultural Studies. Of course, cultural studies was there, but because of this, the institutional origin of this global field, it has become the global field of cultural studies now, took place because of Richard Hoggart. He institutionalized this particular field. He started for the first time in the university. Earlier, it was not there in the university circle. So Hoggart, saw the vision. He envisaged, he gave the form to these studies in the form of the center. And the center would be a place where literary critical analysis of the kind he was originally trained would be applied to various forms of mass culture, comic books, girls' magazines, and Hollywood cinema. So I'm telling the same. Means we can apply this theory to the study of mass culture, books, magazines. Even you must have come across film magazines like such as Stardust, etc. So we can apply this theory. Hoggart was from a working class family in Leeds. You must be knowing something about Leeds in England. Leeds is well known for its stadium, I think. Okay, and he began his academic career as an adult education tutor. You see, just like you might be knowing, open universities. He started his career as an adult education tutor and an expert on the work of W.H. Auden, the British poet. But the book that he came up with became a kind of you know agenda, a propaganda for cultural studies. The uses of literacy. It is the title of the book that Hoggart wrote. The uses of literacy. This book was published in the year 1957, and it was in part a work of autobiography and at the same time a work of literary criticism. So, the uses of literacy was a survey of the impact that new forms of mass culture were having on traditional working class values and attitudes in the post war period. Now, you people can also understand this from the context of the uh, you know multimedia culture, social what we call social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, and its impact on common people. Okay, miss, as far as my case is concerned, miss, I remember in villages, birthdays were not so common. Even the person whose birthday used to be there would forget it. Means that was not the matter of discussion as such in the earlier period. Now, those who never used to celebrate their birthdays in the childhood as well, now they started, wishing on birthdays, celebrating birthdays, at least on the virtual platform. So it has become very common. We can think about this. I also observed the changes in the celebration of festival as well, days, etc. We have started celebrating different days. World Literacy Day, World this day, World that day. Okay, and the impact can be seen on our people as well. This was not so common before the mobile, before the arrival of the mobile phone, before the emergence of Facebook, before the emergence of WhatsApp, things were not so common. Wishing each other was not so common, but the impact can be seen. So you can take the survey of these things. So this book by Tom Hogarth marked a radical departure from the Matthew Arnold's definition of cultural criticism. Matthew Arnold, you might know him, was a British poet and cultural critic. But this book by Hogarth went away from Matthew Arnold's typical definition of cultural criticism because it focused on the best that has been thought and said. Whose? Arnold's book, Arnold's criticism. Now he talked about the ideal culture, the best culture, and all. But Hogarth's the uses of literacy, you know, talked about living cultures of the working class. It talked about people's languages. It is just kind of, we can say that Matthew Arnold's cultural criticism was classical criticism, just like neoclassicist. And these people were romanticists in the perception because they started talking about working class, common people, people's languages, customs, and everyday practices. And they started talking about these things on the academic table. That is very important. So those who review this work by Hogarth, found it, to categorize. It became very famous, and it was in fact a work of culture studies before culture studies was formally articulated as a field of cultural studies, scholarly inquiry, you can say. Yes, I told you, the book was published in the year 1957, and formally, culture studies, the Center for Culture Studies, started in the year 1963. So this is how we understand the contribution of Richard Hogarth in the development of culture studies.